Let fame that all let fame that all hunt after in their lives live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, making us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, that war against your own affections and the huge army of the world's desires, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Baron, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statues that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names. If you are to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your deep oaths and keep it too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but 3 years past. The mind shall banquet though the body pine.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and dine. With all this living in philosophy,
I can but say their protestation over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn that is to live and study here 3 years, but there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that term, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And 1 day in a week to touch no food, the which I hope is not enrolled there. And then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, which I hope well is not enrolled there. Oh, these are barren tasks too hard to keep, not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Well, your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baron, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Baron. Adieu.
No, my lord, I have sworn to stay with you. Hence confident I'll keep what I have sworn, and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same, and to the strictest decrees, I'll write my name.
Ooh, how well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Longueville, Dumaine, my liege. Item, that no woman shall come with that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Hath this been proclaimed?
4 days ago.
The penalty. On pain of losing her tongue. Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Lord, and why?
Not to fright them hence with that dread penalty.
A dangerous law against gentility. Item. If any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possibly devise. This article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know, here comes in embassy the French king's daughter, with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty about surrender up of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore, this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? I mean, why, this was quite forgot. Hand me the paper. We must, of course, dispense with this decree. I mean, she must lie here on mere necessity.
A necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within this 3-year space. If I break faith, then this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn on mere necessity. And so, to the laws at large, I write my name. Hand me the paper. And he that breaks them in the least degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. And although I seem so loath, I will be the last that will last keep his oath. But is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveller of Spain, a man that hath a mint of phrases in his brain, one whom the music of his vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony. How you delight, my lords, I know not I. But I protest I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Armado? Armado is a most illustrious wight, a man of fire, new words, fashions, O knight.
Coster this way, and he shall be your sport. And so to study 3 years is but short.
No, I may commend you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you more.
Sir, the contents thereof are as touching me.
Ah, a letter from the magnificent Armado.
Howsoever the matter, I hope in God for high words.
A high hope for a low heaven. God grant us patience.
To hear or forbear laughing,
Will you hear this letter with attention?
as we would hear an oracle.
Great deputy, the Wilkins vice-garant and sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of costard yet.
Peace.
Be to me and every man that dares not fight.
So it is. Besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humour to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time went, about the 6th hour when beasts most great, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much for the time when, now for the ground which I walked upon, is yclept thy park. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth, that unlettered small-knowing soul, that shallow vassal,
Still me?
which, as I remember, high costard,
Oh, me.
sorted and consorted with the child of our grandmother Eve, or, for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee to receive the meed of punishment. For Jacqueminetta so is the weaker vessel, called which I apprehend with the aforesaid swain, I keep her as a vessel of the law's fury, and shall, at the least of thy sweet notice, bring her to trial. Thine in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty, Don Adriano de Armado. Ha! But, Ciro, what say you to this?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I do confess much of the hearing it, but little of the marking of it.
Well, it was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wench.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
Well, it was proclaimed damsel.
No damsel neither, sir. She was a virgin.
Oh, it is so very too, for it was proclaimed
I
virgin.
deny her virginity. I was taken with a maid.
The maid will not serve your turn,
This
sir.
maid will serve my turn, sir.
Sir, I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week with bran and water.
I'd rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
And Don Armado shall be your keeper. My lord Baron, see him delivered o'er, and go we lords to put in practice that which each to other hath so strongly sworn.
I will hereupon confess, I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to love, so am I in love with a base wench. Comfort me, boy! What great men have been in love?
Oh, Hercules, master!
Oh, most sweet Hercules! More authority, dear boy, nay more, and sweet my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master! He was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back like a porter, and he was in love.
Oh, well knit Samson, strong jointed Samson, I do excel thee in my rapier, as much as thou didst me in carrying gates. I am in love too. Who was Samson's love, my dear moth?
A woman, master.
Of what complexion?
Of the sea-water green, sir.
Green indeed is the color of lovers. But to have a love of that color, methinks Samson had small reason for it. It surely affected her for her wit.
Ha! It was so, sir, for she had a green wit. Ha!
Ha! My love is most immaculate, red and green, white and red.
Most immaculate thoughts, master, are masked under such colors.
Define, well-educated infant.
My father's wit and my mother's tongue assist me.
The sweet invocation of a child, most pretty and pathetical.
If she be made of white and red, her fault will ne'er be known, for blushing cheeks by fault are bred, and fears by pale white shown. Then, if she fear or be to blame, by this you shall not know, for still her cheeks possess the same, which native she doth owe. A dangerous rhyme, master, against the reason of white and red.
Sing, boy! My spirit grows heavy in love.
And that great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say sing!
Oh, forbear till this company be past. Sir, the Duke's pleasure is that you keep Costard safe, and you must suffer him to take no delight nor no penance. But I must fast 3 days a week for this damsel. I must keep her at the park. She's allowed for the day, woman. Fare you well.
I do betray myself with blushing. Maid!
Ned,
I will visit thee at the lodge.
that's hereby.
I know already situated.
Oh Lord, how wise you are!
I will tell thee wonders.
Oh, with that face.
I love thee.
So I heard you say.
So farewell.
Oh, fair weather after you.
Japanetta, away.
Villain, thou shalt fast for thy offences ere thou be pardoned.
Well, sir, I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punished.
I am more bound to you than your fellows, for they are but lightly rewarded.
Take away this villain, shut him up.
Come, you transgressing slave. Away.
I do offend the very ground, which is base, where her shoe, which is baser, doth tread, which is basest. I should be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood if I love. And how can that be true love which is falsely attempted? Love is a familiar, love is a devil. There is no evil angel but love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had an excellent strength. Yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt shaft is too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. Adieu, adieu, valor, rust, rapier, be still, drum, for your manager is in love, yea, he loveth. Assist me, some extemporal god of rhyme, for I am sure I shall turn sonnet, devise wit, write pen, for I am for whole volumes in folio.
Now, madam, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sends, to whom he sends, and what's his embassy? Yourself, held precious in the world's esteem, to parley with the sole inheritor of all perfections that a man may owe. Matchless Navarre, the plea of no less weight than Aquitaine, a dowry for a queen. Be now as prodigal of old dear grace as nature was in making graces dear, when she did start the general world beside, and prodigally gave them all to you.
Good Lord Boyette, my beauty, though but me, needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by base sale of chapmen's tongues. I am less proud to hear you tell my worth than you much willing to be counted wise in spending your wit in the praise of mine. But now to task the tasker. Good Boyette, you are not ignorant, all telling fame doth noise abroad. Navarre hath made a vow. Till painful studies shall outwear 3 years, no woman may approach his silent court. Therefore to seemeth it a needful course, before we enter his forbidden gates, to know his pleasure. And on that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him the daughter of the King of France, on serious business, craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste signifies so much, while we, like humble visaged suitors, attend his high will.
Proud of employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving lords, that are vow fellows with this virtuous duke?
Lord Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam. A man of sovereign parts, he is esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil of his fair virtue's gloss, if virtue's gloss will stain with any soil, is a sharp wit, matched with too blunt a will. Oh, whose edge hath power to cut, whose will still wills, it should none spare that come within his power.
Some merry mocking lord, belike, is't so?
They say so most, that most his humours know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
The young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue love, for virtue loved, most power to do most harm, least knowing ill, for he hath wit to make an ill shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. Oh, I met him at the Duke Alonso's once, and much too little of the good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him. If I have heard a truth, Baron, they call him, but a merry man within the limit of becoming mirth. I never spent an hour's talk withal. His eye begets occasion for his wit. For every object that the one doth catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue, conceit's expositor, delivers in such apt and gracious words that aged ears play truant at his tales, and sweeter hearings are quite ravished. So sweet and voluble is his discourse.
God bless my ladies! Are they all in love? Every one her own hath garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise.
Here comes Boyette.
Now what admittance, lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach, and he and his competitors at oath were all addressed to meet you, gentle lady. Before I came, marry, thus much I have learned. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to besiege his court, than seek a dispensation for his oath, to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Fair princess. Fair princess. Welcome! Welcome to the court of Navarre.
There I give you back again, and welcome I have not. Yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Hear me, dear lady. I have sworn an oath.
Oh, our lady, help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Not for the world, fair madam, I will.
Why, will shall break it. Will and nothing else?
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
Well, my lord, so his ignorance were wise, when now his knowledge must prove ignorance. I hear your grace hath sworn out housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. But pardon me, I am too sudden bold to teach a teacher ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will if suddenly I may.
You will the sooner that I were away. For you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
I'll be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spare me with such questions.
Your wit's too hot, it speeds too fast, 'twill tire.
Not till it leave the rider in the mire,
What time of day?
The all that fool should ask.
Now fair befall your mask.
Fair fall the face it covers.
And you many lovers.
Amen, so you be none.
Nay, deny, be gone.
Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, but which is only half of what my father lent to you in his wars. Seeing though as that we have not received that money, neither did he, you still owe us 100,000 more. In surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king your father would restore but that one half which is unsatisfied, we will give up our right in Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty, but that, it seems, he does not want. Fair princess, were not his request so far from reason's yielding, your fair self should make a yielding against some reason in my breast, and go well satisfied to France again.
You do the king, my father, too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid.
I do protest, I never heard of it. And if you prove it, I'll repay it back or yield up Aquitaine.
We arrest your word. For yet you can produce acquittances from such a sum from special officers of Charles, his father.
Satisfy me so.
So please your grace, the packet does not come with that and other specialties. Tomorrow you shall have a sight of them.
It shall suffice me. At which interview all liberal reason I will yield unto. Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand as honor, without breach of honor may make tender to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, in my gates, but here without you shall be so well received as you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart. Though so denied fair harbor in my house. Your own good thoughts excuse me, and farewell. Tomorrow shall we visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Thy own wish I thee in every place. Come, William.
Lady, I will commend thee to mine own heart.
Pray you do my commendations. I would be glad to see it.
How would you heard it groan?
Is the fool sick?
Sick at the heart.
Alack, let it blood.
That do it good.
My physic says I.
Prick it with your eye.
No point with my knife.
Oh, God save thy life.
And yours from long living.
God stay. Thanksgiving.
Pray you, sir, a word. Which lady is that same?
The heir of Alencorn. Catherine, her name.
Gallant lady, mature. Very well.
Sir, I beseech you, but who is she in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Perchance light in the light. I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself, to desire that were a shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I have heard.
God's blessing in your beard.
Good sir, be not offended. She is an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my choler is ended. She is a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir, that may be.
Hey, what's her name in the cap?
Rosaline, by good hap.
Is she wedded or no?
To her will, sir, or so.
You are welcome, sir. Adieu.
Farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
That last man is Baron, a merry madcap lord. Not a word with him, but jest.
Every jest but a word.
But it was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was as willing to grapple as he was to board.
2 hot sheeps, marry.
And wherefore not ships? No sheep, sweet lamb, unless we feed on lips.
You sheep, and I pasture. Shall that finish the jest?
So you grant pasture for me?
Not so, gentle beast! My lips are no common, though several they be.
Belonging to whom?
To my fortunes and me.
Good wits be jangling, but gentles agree. This civil war of wits were much better used on Navarre and his bookmen, for here 'tis abused.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, with heart's still rhetoric disclosed with eyes, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason?
Why, all his behaviors did make their retire to the court of his eye, peeping through desire. His heart I could act with your print impressed, proud with his form. In his eye pride expressed, his tongue, all impatient to speak and not see, did stumble with haste in his eyesight to be. All senses to that sense did make the repair, to feel only looking on fairest of fair. Methought all his senses were locked in his eye, as jewels and crystal for some prince to buy, who tendering their own worth, from where they were glassed, did point you to buy them along as you passed. His face his own margent did quote such amazes that all his eyes enchanted with gazes. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him for my sake but one loving kiss.
Come to our pavilion, Boyette is disposed.
But to speak that in words which his eye hath disclosed, I only have made a mouth of his eye by adding a tongue which I know will not lie.
Thou art an old love-monger and speakest skilfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather, and learns news of him.
Ah, then was Venus like her mother, for her father's but grim.
Do you hear, my mad wenches?
No.
What then do you see?
Aye, our way to be gone.
You are too hard for me.
Boy, what sign is it when a man of great spirit grows melancholy?
Oh, a great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
Why, sadness is one in the self-same thing, dear imp.
No, no, lord, sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
By a familiar demonstration of the working, my tough senor.
White of senior, white of senior.
Why tender juvenile? Why tender juvenile?
I spoke it, tender juvenile, as a congruent epithet pertaining to thy young days, which we may nominate tender.
And I, tough senor, as an appendant title to your old time, which we may name tough.
Pretty and apt.
How mean you, sir? I pretty and my saying apt, or I apt and my saying pretty?
Thou pretty because little.
Little pretty because little. Wherefore apt.
And therefore apt because quick.
Speak you this in my praise, master?
In thy condign praise.
I will praise an eel with the same praise.
What, that an eel is ingenious?
That an eel is quick.
I do say thou art quick in answers, thou heatest my blood. Warble, child, make passionate my sense of hearing.
Con colonel. Ha. Los politos dicen pío, 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 cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío. La gallina busca el maíz y el trigo, les da la comida y les presta abrigo.
Oh, sweet air! Go, tenderness of years, take this key. Give enlargement for the swain, bring him festinately hither. I must employ him in a letter to my love. Fetch hither the swain, he must carry me a letter. The way is but short. Away!
Swift as lead, sir.
A most acute juvenile, voluble and free of grace. By thy favour, sweet welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Most rude melancholy, valour gives thee place. My herald is returned. Sirrah Costard, I will enfranchise thee. Thou art immured, restrained, captivated, bound.
True, true. And now you will be my purgation and let me loose.
I give thee thy liberty, set thee from durance, and in lieu thereof impose on thee nothing but this. Bear the significant, the country maid, Jacquenetta. There is remuneration, for the best ward of mine honor is rewarding my dependence. Moth, follow!
Now will I look to his remuneration. Remuneration! Oh. That's the Latin word for 3 farthings? Remuneration. Remuneration? Remuneration! Why, it is a fairer name than French crown!
Oh, my good knave Costard, exceedingly well met.
Pray you, sir, how much carnation ribbon may a man buy for remuneration?
What is a remuneration, Costard?
Marry, sir, a penny farthing.
Why, then 3 farthing worth of silk.
I thank your worship. God be with you.
Say, boy, as thou wilt win my favor. Good, my knave. Do one thing for me that I shall entreat.
When would you have it done, sir?
This afternoon.
Well, I will do it. Fare you well.
Harry! Thou knowest not what it is.
I will know, sir, when I have done it.
Why, villain, thou must know first.
I will come to your worship tomorrow morning.
You must come this afternoon. Hark! Knave, it is but this. The princess.
Princess?
Comes to hunt. Bing, hunt. Here, in the park. And in her train, ladies' train, there is a gentle lady. When tongue speaks sweetly, then they name her name. In Rosaline they call her. Ask for her, and to her white hand seest thou do commend this sealed up counsel. There's thy guerdon. Go.
Guerdon, oh sweet guerdon, better than remuneration. 11 pence farthing better, most sweet guerdon. I will do it, sir, in print. Guerdon, remuneration.
And I forsooth in love. I that have been love's whip, a very beadle to a humorous sigh, a critic, nay, a night watch constable, a domineering pedant over the boy than whom no mortal so magnificent, and I to be a corporal of his field? What I love, I sue, I seek a wife, a woman that is like a German clock, still a repairing, ever out of frame, and never going aright, being a watch, but being watched, that it may still go right. To be perjured, which is worst of all, and among three to love, the worst of all, and I to watch for her, to sigh for her, to care for her go too. It is a plague that Cupid will impose for my neglect of his almighty dreadful little might. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue and groan. Some men must love my lady, and some John.
Was that the king that spurred his horse so hard against a steep uprising of the hill?
I know not, but I think it was not he.
Whoe'er was showed a mounting mind. Well, lords, today we shall have our dispatch. On Saturday we shall return to France. Now, Forester, my good friend, where is the bush that we must stand and play the murderer in?
Hereby, upon the edge of yonder coppice, stand where you can make the fairest shoot.
I thank my beauty I am fair that shoot, and thereupon thou speakst the fairest shoot.
Pardon me, madame, for I meant not so.
What? What? First praise me, then again say no. Oh, short-lived pride, not fair. Alack for woe.
Yes, madame, fair.
Nay, never paint me now where fair is not. Praise cannot mend the brow. Here, good my glass, take this for telling true. Fair payment for foul words is more than due.
Nothing but fair is that which you inherit.
See, my beauty will be saved by merit. Oh, heresy and fair fit for these days. A giving hand, though foul, shall have their praise. But come the bow. Now mercy goes to kill, and shooting well is then accounted ill. Thus will I save my credit in the shoot. Not wounding, pity would not let me do it. If wounding, then it was to show my skill, but more for praise than purpose meant to kill. And out of question, so it is sometimes, glory grows guilty of detested crimes. When for fame's sake, for praise an outward part, we bend to that the working of the heart. As I for praise alone now seek to spill the poor dear's blood, that my heart means no ill.
Do not cursed wise hold that self-sovereignty only for praise sake, when they strive to be lords over their lords?
Only for praise. And praise we may afford to any lady that subdues a lord.
Here comes the member of the Commonwealth.
Oh.
Hooray! Which is the head lady?
Well, thou shalt know her, fellow, by the rest that have no heads.
Which is the greatest lady? Highest?
Oh, the thickest and the tallest.
Thickest and the tallest. So, truth is truth, and your waist, mistress, are slender as my wit. One of these maids' girdles for your waist should be fit. Are you not the chief woman? You are the thickest here.
What's your will, sir? What's your will?
A letter from Monsieur Biron to one Lady Rosaline.
Ooh, thy letter. He's a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bearer. Boyette, you can carve. Break up this capon.
I am bound to serve. This letter is mistook. It importeth none here. It is writ to Jacquinetta.
We will read it, I swear. Break the neck of the wax, and everyone give ear.
More fairer than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself, have commiseration on thy heroical vassal. The magnanimous and most illustrious King Cophetua set eye upon the pernicious and indubitate beggar Xenelephon, which he it was that might rightly say, Veni, vidi, vici. He came, saw, and overcame. Who came? The king. Why did he come? To see. Why did he see? To overcome. To whom came he? To the beggar? What saw he? The beggar? Who overcame he? The beggar? The conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king's. I am the king, for so stands the comparison. Thou the beggar, for so witnesseth thy loneliness. Shall I commend thy love? I may. Shall I enforce thy love? I could. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shalt thou exchange for rags? Robes? For titles? Titles. For thyself? Me. Thus, expecting thy reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Thine, in the dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Amado.
Who?
Don Adriano. I've never heard
no
of
idea.
Don
No
Adriano.
Do you... Oh, what? What is he that indited this letter? What vein, what weathercock did you ever hear better?
I am much deceived, but I remember the style.
Oh, else your memory's bad, going over it a while.
This Amado is a Spaniard that keeps here in court.
Oh, thou fellow, a word. Who gave thee this letter?
Told you. Well,
To whom shouldst thou give it?
my lord. My lady.
Oh, from which lord to which lady?
From my Lord Baron, a good master of mine, to a lady of France that he called Rosaline.
Thou hast mistaken his letter. Come, lords, away. Oh, sweet, put up this. It will be thine another day.
The king, he's hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. They have pitched a toil. I am toiling in a pitch that defiles, defile! I do love, and it hath taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy. And here is part of my rhyme. Here my melancholy. The world, I would not care a pin if the other three were in. Here comes one now. With a paper? God give him grace to groan.
Ay, me!
Shut by heaven! Proceed, sweet Cupid, thou hast thumped him with thy bird bolt under the left pap. In faith, shh, secret.
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not to those fresh morning drops upon the rose, as thy eye beams when their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheek down flows. Thou shinest in every tear that I do weep, no drop but as a coach doth carry thee. So ridest thou triumphing in my woe, do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. O Queen of Queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. But how shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. No. Sweet leaves shade fully.
Aye.
Who comes here? What? Longaville? Reading? Listen here.
I like this one more fool appear.
I am forsworn.
Oh, in love I hope sweet fellowship in shame.
One drunkard loves another of the name.
Am I the first that have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort, not by two that I know.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. Oh, sweet Maria, Empress of my love, these numbers will I tear, write in prose. The same shall go. Did not the heavenly rhetoric of thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. Woman, I forswore, but I will prove, thou being a goddess, I forswore not thee. My vow was earthly. Thou, a heavenly love, thy grace being gained cures all disgrace in me. Vows are but breath, and breath a vapor is. Thou, fair sun, which on my earth dost shine, exhalest this vapor vow, in thee it is. If broken, then, it is no fault of mine. If by me broke, what fool is not so wise to lose an oath to win a paradise? By whom shall I send this? Company. Stop.
All hid, an old infant play. Like a demigod here sit I in the sky, and wretched fool secrets heedfully awry. More sacks to the mill. Oh heavens, I have my wish, domain transformed for woodcocks in a dish.
Oh, most divine Kate, by heaven, wonder in the mortal eye.
By earth she is not corporal, there you lie.
Fair as day, Oh, that I had my wish.
And I had mine.
And I mine too, good Lord.
Amen. So I had mine.
Once more, I'll read the ode that I had writ. On a day, alack, the day, love whose month is ever May, love, spite of bosom passing fair, playing in a wanton air. But, alack, my hand is sworn, never to pluck thee but thy thorn. Thou, alack, for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck a sweet. Do not call it sin in me, that I am forsworn for thee. Thou for whom even Jove would swear, June but a harridan wear, and deny himself for Jove, turn immortal for thy love. This will I send, and something else more plain, that shall express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, the King, Baron, and Longueville, we're lovers too.
Domain! My love is far from charity. You may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be overheard and taken napping so.
You blush! As here's your case is such, you chide at him offending twice as much. I have been closely shrouded in this bush. And marked you both, and for you both did blush. I heard your guilty rhymes, observed your fashions, saw sighs reek from you, noted well your passion. You would for paradise break faith and troth, and Jove for your lobe would infringe an oath. Huh. What will Baron say when he shall hear faith so infringe what such zeal did swear? How will he scorn? How will he spend his wit? How will he triumph, leap, and laugh at it? For all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him know so much by me.
Oh. But my liege, I pray thee, pardon me. Good heart, what grace hast thou thus to reprove these worms for loving that art most in love? Your eyes do make no coaches in your tears. There's no princess that appears. But are you ashamed? Nay, are you not, all three of you, thus to be much o'ershot? Oh, what a scene of foolery have I seen, of sighs, of groans, of sorrow, and of teen. Oh, with what strict patience have I sat to see a king transformed into a gnat. Oh, where lies thy grief? Oh, tell me, good Dumaine, and gentle Longueville, where lies thy pain? Oh, and my lieges, huh? All about the breast. A coddle, ho.
Too bitter is thy jest. Are we betrayed thus to thy overview?
Not you to me, but I betrayed by you. I that am honest. I that hold it sin to break the vow that I am engaged in. I am betrayed by keeping company with men like you, men of inconstancy. When shall you see me write a thing in rhyme, or groan for lo? When shall you hear that I will praise a hand, a foot, a face, an eye, a gait, a state, a brow, a breast, a waist, a leg, a limb?
God save the king!
What present hast thou there?
Some certain treason!
What makes treason here?
It makes nothing, sir.
Well, if it makes nothing neither, the treason you go in peace away together.
I beseech your grace, let this letter be read. Our parson misdoubts it, 'twas treason, he said.
Baron, read it over. Where hast thou it?
Of custard.
And where hast thou it?
Don Adramadriano!
Oh, how now? What is in you? Why dost thou tear it?
Why, my liege, for your grace needs not fear it.
It move him to passion, and therefore let's hear it.
Get it.
It's Moreau's writing, and here is his name.
Then, Logred, you were born to do me shame! Guilty, my lord, guilty. I confess. I confess!
Now, the number is even.
True, we are 4. Will these turtles be gone?
And sirs, away.
Sweet lords, sweet lovers, oh, let us embrace. As true we are as flesh and blood can be. The sea will ebb and flow, heaven show its face. Young blood doth not obey an old decree. We cannot cross the cause why we were born. Therefore, of all hands must we be forsworn.
What, did these rent lines show some love of thine?
Did they? Quoth you? That sees the heavenly Rosaline? What peremptory eagle-sighted eye dares look upon the heaven of her brow that is not blinded by her majesty?
What zeal, what fury hath inspired thee now? My love, her mistress is a gracious moon. She an attending star, scarce a seen light. But what of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing so sure, and thereby all forsworn.
Then leave this chat, and good Baron, now prove our loving lawful and our faith not torn.
Aye, marry there. So flattery for this evil.
Oh, some authority how to proceed, some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat this devil.
Some salve for perjury.
It's more than need. Have at you then. Factions. Consider what you first did swear unto. To fast, to study, and to see no woman? Flat treason against the kingly state of youth. You have in that forsworn the use of eyes, and study too the cause of your vow. For where is any author in the world teaches such beauty as a woman's eye? For we have made a vow to study, lords. And in that vow we have forsworn our books. Who went with you, my liege? Or you? In leaden contemplation have found out such fiery numbers as the prompting eyes of beauty's tutors have enriched you with. Never durst poet touch a pen to write until his ink be tempered with love's sighs, or that his lines would ravish savage ears and plant in tyrants mild humility. From women's eyes this doctrine I derive. They sparkle still the right Promethean fire. They are the books, the arts, the academes that show, contain, and nourish all the world. Then, fools, you were these women to forswear, or keeping what is sworn, you will prove fools. For wisdom's sake, a word that all men love, or for love's sake, a word that loves all men, let us once lose our oaths to find ourselves, or else we lose ourselves to keep our oaths.
Sweet Cupid, then, and soldiers to the field!
Advance your standards, and upon them, lords!
Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France?
Aye, and win them too. Therefore, let us devise some entertainment for them in the tents.
We will, with some strange pastime, solace them, such as the shortness of the time can shape.
Revels, dances, masks, and merry hours for unfair love, strewing her way with flowers.
Away! Away! No time shall be omitted that will bedtime, and may be us befitted.
Allons!
We shall be rich ere we depart, if farings come thus plentifully in. A lady walled about with diamonds, look you what I have from the loving king.
Madame, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing.
Oh.
But this! crammed up in a sheet of paper, writ on both sides of the leaf, Margent and all, that he was fain to seal on Cupid's name.
Ah, that was the way to make his godhead wax, for he hath been 5,000 years a boy.
Aye, and a shroud unhappy gallows too.
You'll never be friends with him. I killed your sister.
He made her melancholy, sad, and heavy, and so she died.
Oh, God.
Had she been light like you, of such a merry, nimble, stirring spirit, she might have been a grandam ere she died. And so may you, for a light heart, lives long.
What's your dark meaning, mouse, of this light word?
A light condition in a beauty dark.
We need more light to find your meaning out.
We mar the light by taking it in snuff, therefore I'll darkly end the argument.
Look what you do. You do it still in the dark.
So do not you, for you are a light wench.
Indeed, I weigh not you, and therefore light.
You weigh me not, oh, that you do not care for me.
Great reason, for past cure is still past
Well
care.
bandied both. A set of wit well played. But, Rosaline, you have a favour too. Who sent it and what is it?
Would you knew. And if my face were but as fair as yours, my favour were as great. Be witness this. Nay, I have verses too. I thank Barone. The number's true, and we're the numbering too. I wear the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 fairs. Oh, he hath drawn my picture in his letter.
Anything like?
Much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beauteous as ink, a good conclusion. But Catherine, what was sent to you from fair Dumaine?
Madam, this glove.
But did he not send you twain?
Ah, yes, madam, and moreover, 1,000 verses from a faithful lover! Translation of hypocrisy, vilely compiled, profound simplicity.
This and these pearls are sent to me by Longaville. This letter is too long by half a mile.
Oh, God! Dost thou not wish in heart the chain were longer and the letter short?
Aye, or I with these hands might never part.
Yes, I would like to.
Lady, you vouching?
You remember me?
Oh, Lord Ferdinand, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the court of Navarre. We are wise girls to mock our lover so.
They are worse fools for the purchase mocking so. That same Barone I'll torture ere I go. Oh, that I knew he were in but by the week, how I would make him fawn and beg and seek, and wait the season and observe the times, and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes, and shape his service wholly to my hests, and make him proud to make me proud that jests. So put on like I would owe sway his state, that he should be my fool, and I his fate.
None are so surely caught when they are catched as wit turned fool, folly and wisdom hatch. Hath wisdom's warrant and the help of school, and wit's own grace to grace a learned fool. Here comes Boyette. And mirth is in his face.
Where's the grace?
Thy news, Boyette.
Madam, there. Our wenches arm, encounters mounted against are your peace. Love doth approach disguised. Armed in arguments, you'll be surprised. Muster your wits, stand in your own defense, or hide your heads like cowards and fly hence.
Saint Dennis or Saint Cupid, what are they that charge the breath against us? Well, say, Scout, say.
Under the cool shade of a sycamore, I thought to close my eyes for some half an hour, when lo, to interrupt my proposed rest, toward that shade I might behold address the king and his companions. I stole into another secret spot and overheard what you shall overhear, that By and by, disguised they will be here. Their herald is a pretty knavish page, that well by heart hath conned his embassage. Action and accent did they teach him there. Thus must thou speak, and thus thy body bear. And ever and anon they made a doubt. Presence majestical put him out. For quoth the king, an angel shalt thou see, yet fear not thou, but speak audaciously. The boy replied, an angel is not evil. I should have feared her had she been a devil. With that, all laughed and clapped him on the shoulder, making the bold wag by the praises bolder. One rubbed his elbow thus, and fleered and swore better speech was never spoken before. Another, with his finger and his thumb, cried, Via, we will do it. Come what will come. The third capered and cried, all goes well. The fourth turned on the toe, and down he fell. With that, all did tumble on the ground. With such a zealous laughter, so profound, that in this spleen ridiculous appears to check the folly, passion's solemn tears.
But what? But what? Come they to visit us?
They do, and all are apparelled thus, like Muscovites or Russians.
Russians?
The purpose is to parley, to court and dance, and everyone his love meet will advance unto his several mistress, which they'll know by favors several which they did bestow.
And will they so? The gallants shall be tasked, for ladies, we will everyone be masked, and not man of them shall have the grace, despite of suit, to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline, this favour thou shalt wear, and then the king will court thee for his dear. Hold, think of this, my sweet, and give me thine. So shall Baron take me for Rosaline, and think your favours too, so shall your love's woo contrary deceived by these removes.
Come on then, where the favour's most in sight.
But in this changing, what is your intent?
The effect of my intent is to cross theirs. They do it but in mocking merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent. Their several counsels they embosom shall to love's mistook, and so be mocked withal upon the next occasion that we meet with visages displayed to talk and greet.
But shall we dance if they desire to it?
No! To the death! We will not move a foot, nor to their pen speech render we no grace, but what is spoke, each turn away her face.
Why, that contempt will kill the speaker's heart, and quite divorce his memory from his part.
Therefore I do it, and I make no doubt. The rest will now come in if he be out. There's no such sport as sport by sport overthrown to make theirs ours, and ours none but our own. So shall we stay, mocking intended game, and they well mocked depart away with shame.
It's a trumpet sounds, be masked, the mask has come.
All hail the richest beauties on the earth.
Beauty's no richer than rich taffeta.
A holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs to mortal views.
Eyes, villain, their eyes.
Their eyes to mortal views. Out!
True, out indeed.
out of your favors, heavenly spirits vouchsafe not to behold.
Once to behold, rogue.
Once to behold with your sun-beamed eyes. With your sun-beamed eyes.
They will not answer to that epithet. You are best to call it daughter-beamed eyes.
They do not mock me, and that brings me out.
Your perfectness, be gone, you rogue.
What would these strangers? Know their minds, boyette. If they do speak our language, 'tis our will that some plain man recount their purposes. Know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
What would they, say they?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Why, that they have, and bid them so be gone.
She says you have it, and you may be gone.
Say to her, we have traveled measured many miles to tread a measure with her on this grass.
They say that they have measured many a mile to tread a measure with you on this grass.
It is not so. Ask them, how many inches is in 1 mile? If they have measured many, the measure of one then is easily told.
If to come hither you have measured miles, and many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches to fill up 1 mile.
Tell her, we measure them by weary steps.
She hears herself.
How many weary steps of many weary miles have you o'ergone, unnumbered in the travel of 1 mile?
We number nothing that we spend for you. Our duty is so rich, so infinite, that we may do it still without account. Vouchsafe to show the sunshine of your face, that we, like savages, may worship it.
My face is but a moon, and clouded too.
But blessed are clouds to do as such clouds do. Vouchsafe, bright moon, and these thy stars to shine, those clouds remove upon our watery eye.
Play music then. Nay, you must do it soon. Not yet. No dance. Thus change I like the moon.
Will you not dance? How come you thus estranged?
You took the moon at full, but now she's changed.
Yet she is the moon, and I the man. Then music plays vouchsafe some motion to it.
Our ears vouchsafe it.
But your legs should do it.
Since you are strangers and come here by chance, will not be nice? Take hands. We will not dance.
Why take we hands then?
Only to part friends. Can't take sweethearts, and so the measure ends.
More measure of this measure be not nice.
We can afford no more at such a price.
Then price yourself. What buys your company?
Your absence only.
That can never be.
Then cannot we be bought, and so adieu. Twice to your visor and half once to you.
If you deny to dance, let's hold more chat.
In private then.
Oh, I am best pleased with that.
White-handed one sweet wine.
Honey and milk and sugar, there is 3.
Nay then, 2 trays. And if you grow so nice, with Metheglin, wood, and mounts, Arandice, there's half a dozen.
7 sweet adieu, since you can conquer, play no more with you.
One word, in secret.
Let it not be sweet.
Thou breedest my God.
Gall, bitter.
Therefore, meet.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change a word?
Name it.
Fair lady.
Say you so, fair lord. Take that for your fair lady.
Is it true? As much in private, and I'll bid adieu.
What? Was your visit made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reason. Quickly, sir, I long.
You have a double tongue within your mouth, and would afford my speechless wizard half.
Veal, quoth the Dutchman. Is not veal a calf?
Calf, fair lady?
No, a fair lord calf.
Let's part the word.
No, I'll not be your half. Take all and wean it. It may prove an ox.
Look how you butt yourself in these sharp remarks. Will you give horns, chaste lady? Not so.
Then die a calf before your horns do grow.
One word in private with you ere I die.
Bleat softly then. The butcher hears you cry.
The tongues of mocking wenches are as keen as the razor's edge invisible, cutting a smaller hair than may be seen above the sense of sense, so sensible seemeth their conference. The conceits have wings fleeter than arrows, bullets, wind, thoughts swifter things.
Not one word, my maids! Break off! Break off!
Heaven all dry beaten with pure scoff.
Farewell, mad wenches. You have simple wits.
The breed of wit so wondered at.
Tame as they are, with your sweet breaths puffed.
Well liking wit they have, gross, fat.
Oh, poverty and wit, kingly poor flout, will they not think you hang themselves tonight? Or ever but in visors show their faces? Oh, this pert baron was out of countenance quite.
Oh, they were all in lamentable cases. The king was weeping ripe for a good word.
Baron did swear himself out of all suit.
Dumaine was at my service, and his sword. No point, quoth I, my servant was straight mute.
Lord Longaville said I came over his heart, and trow you what he called me?
A qualm, perhaps?
Yes, in good faith.
Go, sickness as thou art.
Well, better wits have worn plain statute caps. But will you hear? The king is my love's swan.
Oh, and quick Baron hath plighted faith to me.
And Longaville was for my service born.
Dumaine is mine, as sure as bark on tree.
Madam and pretty mistresses, give ear. Immediately they will again be here in their own shapes. What can never be, they will digest this harsh indignity.
Will they return?
They will, God knows, and leap for joy. Though they are lame with blows, therefore change favors. And when they repair, blow them like sweet roses in this summer air.
How blow? How blow? Speak to be understood.
Fair ladies, masked are roses in their bud. Dismasked, the damask sweet commixture shown are angels veiling clouds, or roses blown.
Avaunt, perplexity! What shall we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
Good madam, if by me I'll be advised, let's mock them still, as well as known disguised. Let us complain to them, What fools were here, disguised like Muscovites in shapeless gear! And wonder what they were and to what end, their shallow shows and prologue vilely penned, and their rough carriage, so ridiculous, should be presented at our tent to us.
Ladies, withdraw. The gallants are at hand.
Quick! To our tents as rose run over the land!
Fair sir. God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please, your majesty, command me in service to her thither.
That she vouchsafed me an audience for one word.
I will, and so will she. I know, my lord.
My liege.
Okay. All hail, sweet madam, and fair time of day.
In all hail, as foul as I conceive.
Construe my speeches better, if you may.
Then wish me better, I will give you leave.
But we came to visit you, and purpose now to lead you to our court. To our court. To vouchsafe it then.
This field shall hold me, and so hold your vow, nor God nor I delight in perjured men.
Rebuke me not for that which you provoke. The virtue of your eye must break my oath.
You nickname virtue. Vice you should have spoke, for virtue's office never breaks men's troths. Now by my maiden honor, yet as pure as the unsullied lily, I protest. A world of torments though I should endure, I would not yield to be your house's guest. So much I hate a breaking cause to be, of heavenly oaths vowed with integrity.
Oh, you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, and much to our shame.
Not so, my lord. It is not so, I swear. We have had pastimes here in pleasant game. A mess of Russians left us but of late.
How, madam? Russians?
Aye, in truth, my lord. Trim gallants full of courtship and of state.
Madam, speak true. It is not so, my lord. My lady to the manner of days in courtesy gives undeserving praise. We four indeed confronted here with four in Russian habit. Here they stayed an hour and talked apace. And in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think. When they are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
Gentle, sweet. Your capacity is of that nature that to your huge store, wise things seem foolish, and rich things but poor.
This proves you wise and rich, for in my eye, I will...
And full of poverty.
But that you take which doth to you belong. It were a fault to snatch words from my tongue.
Oh, I am yours, and all that I possess.
All the fool mine.
I cannot give you less.
Which of the visors was it that you wore?
Where, when, what visor? Why demand you this?
There, then, that visor! That superfluous case that hid the worse and showed the better face?
Oh, we are described. They'll mock us now downright.
Let us confess and turn it to a jest.
Amazed, my lord? Why looks your highness sad?
Oh, help! Hold his brows, he'll swoon. Why look you pale? Seasick, I think. Coming from Muscovy?
Oh. Perjury! Here stand I, lady. Dart thy still at me. Bruise me with scorn, confound me with a flout. Thrust thy sharp wit, quite through my ignorance, cut me to pieces with thy keen conceit. And I will wish thee never more to dance, nor never more, in Russian habit, wait. Whenever will I trust a speech's pen, nor to the motion of a schoolboy's tongue, nor come in visored to my friend, nor woo in rhyme, like a blind harper's song. I do forswear them, and I here protest, henceforth my wooing mind shall be expressed in russet yeas, and honest Curse he knows. And to begin wench, so God help me, my love to thee, pound, sand, crack, or flop.
Sans, I pray you.
But I have a trick of the old rage. Bear with me, I am sick. I'll leave it by degrees. They are infected. In their hearts it lies. They have the plague and caught it of your eyes. These lords are visited. You are not free, for the Lord's tokens on you do I see.
No, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Our states are forfeit. Seek not to undo us.
It is not so. For how can this be true that you stand forfeit, being those that sue?
Peace, for I will not have to do with you.
Nor shall not if I do as I intend.
Speak for yourselves. My wit is at an end.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression, some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you here, but even now disguised?
Madam, I was.
And were you well advised?
I was, fair madam.
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
That more than all the world I did respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Upon mine honor, no.
Peace, forbear your oath. Once broke, you force not to forswear.
Despise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline? What did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madame, he swore that he did hold me dear, as precious eyesight, and did value me above this world, adding thereto moreover that he would wed me, or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him, the noble lord most honourably doth uphold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and to confirm it plain, you gave me this. But take it, sir, again.
My faith, and this, the princess I did give, I knew her by the jewel on her sleeve.
Pardon me, sir, this jewel did she wear. And Lord Baron, I thank him, is my dear. Oh. What? Will you have me, or your pearl again?
Neither of either. I remit both twain. I see the trick on it. Here was a consent, knowing aforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some carry tale, some please mad, some slight zany, some mumble news, some trencher night, some dick that smiles his cheek in years and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed, told our intents before, which once disclosed the ladies did change favors, and then we, following the signs, wooed but the sign of she. Now to our perjury, and to add more terror, we are again forsworn in will and error.
Oh.
You leer upon me, do you? Now there's an eye, wounds like a leaden sword.
Oh, merrily hath this brave managed, this career been run.
He is tilting straight!
Oh!
I have.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! God save you!
Madame! Welcome, Maccardy. But that thou interrupts our merriment.
I'm sorry, madame. The news I bring is heavy in my tongue. The king. Your father.
Dead. For my life.
Even so, my tale is told.
Scene begins to cloud.
How fares your majesty?
Or yet prepare. I will away tonight.
Madam, not so. I do beseech you, stay.
Prepare, I say. I thank you, gracious lords, for all your fair endeavours, and entreat out of a new sad soul that you vouchsafe in your rich wisdoms to excuse or hide the liberal opposition of our spirits, if over boldly we have borne ourselves in converse of breath. Your gentleness was guilty of it. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart bears not a nimble tongue. Excuse me so coming too short of thanks for my great suit is so easily obtained.
'Tis meet the morning brood of progeny, forbid the smiling courtesy of love, the holy suit which fain it would convince. Yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the cloud of sorrow justle it from what it is purposed. Since to wail, friends lost, is not by much so wholesome, profitable as to rejoice at friends but newly found.
I understand you not. My griefs are double.
Honest, plain words, best pierce the ear. And by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes have we neglected time, played foul play with our oaths. Your beauty, ladies, hath much deformed us, fashioning our humours even to the opposite end of our intents. Our love, being yours, the error that love makes is likewise yours. We to ourselves prove false by being once ever false, forever to be true to those that make us both. Fair ladies, you.
We have received your letters full of love, your favours the ambassadors of love, and in our maiden council rated them at courtship, pleasant jest and courtesy, as bombast and as lining to the time. But more devout than this have we not been, and therefore met your loves in their own fashion, like a merriment.
Our letters, madame, showed much more than jest.
So did our looks.
We did not quote them so.
Now, at the last minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
A time, methinks, too short to make a world without end bargain in. No, my lord. Your grace is perjured much, full of dear guiltiness. And therefore this, if for my love, as there is no such cause, you will do aught, this shall you do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some naked and forlorn hermitage, remote from all the pleasures of the world. There stay until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere, insociable life change not your offer made in heat of blood, if frosts and fasts, hard lodging and thin weeds nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, but that it bear this trial and last love, then at the expiration of a year, come challenge me. Challenge me by these deserts. And by this virgin palm now kissing thine, I will be thine. And until that moment, reign myself in a mourning house, raining the tears of lamentation from the remembrance of my dear father's death. If this thou do deny, let our hands part, neither entitled in the other's heart.
This, or more than this, I would deny. To flatter up these powers of mine with rest, this sudden hand of death close up mine eye. Hence ever then my heart is in thy breast.
What to me, my love? What to me? A wife?
A beard, fair health, and honesty. With threefold love, I wish you all these things.
Shall I thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord. A 12th and a day. I will not mock the words that smooth-faced wooers say. Come when the king doth to my lady come. And if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I will serve you faithfully and truly. Till then.
Yet swear not, lest ye be forsworn again.
What says Maria?
At the 12 months' end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
I will stay with patience. The time is long.
Like you taller, so young.
Studies, my lady? Mistress, look on me. Behold the window of mine heart, mine eye. What humble suit attends thy answer there? Impose some service on me for thy love.
Oft have I heard of you, my Lord Baron, before I saw you. The world's large tongue proclaims you for a man replete with mocks, full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates will execute, that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therewithal to win me, if you please, without the which I am not to be won. You shall, within this 12-month term, from day to day, visit the speechless sick, and still converse with groaning wretches, and your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavor of your wit, to enforce the pained impotent to smile.
Oh, wild laughter in the throat of death? Can't be, it's impossible. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a jibing spirit, whose influence is begot of that loose grace, which shallow laughing hearers give to fools. A just prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the one of him that makes it. Then, if sickly ears deaf with the clamours of their own dear groans will hear your idle scorns, continue then, and I will have you, and that fault withal. But if they will not, throw away that spirit, and I shall find you empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
12 months. Well, befall what will befall.
Or
just a 12-month in a hospital.
my sweet lord. And so I take my leave.
No, madam. We will take you on your way.
Our wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jill. These ladies' courtesy might well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir. If once a 12-month and a day, and then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
Sweet Majesty, vouchsafe me a word with thee. I will kiss thy royal finger and take leave. I am a votary. I have vowed to Jacqueminetta to hold the plough for her sweet love 3 years. But most esteemed greatness, will you hear the dialogue that we have compiled in praise of the owl and the cuckoo?
Call them forth quickly. We will do so.
Hola, approach!
When daisies pied and violets blew, and lady smocks all silver white, and cuckoo bud yellow hue, do paint the meadow with delight. The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he: cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail, and Thomas looks into the hole, and Malcolm's frozen home in pail. When all aloud the wind doth blow, and birds sit brooding in the snow, when blood is nipped and ways be found, then nightly sings the staring owl, to-wit, to-hoo, to-wit, to-hoo, to-wit, to-hoo.
The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way, we this way.